Hey everyone, John from Beyond ARTV. It's time for another installment of News It or Lose It, where I take a music news story and then of course weigh in with my thoughts and opinions. Now today we're going to be talking about Ariana Grande and obviously her fiancé that made the joke that we're going to be talking about in the first place, comedian and SNL star Pete Davidson. Now, the reason that everybody is up in arms is because of a joke that happened about 6 months ago, 5 months after the Manchester bombings in the UK. Now, if you're not familiar and informed already, at an Ariana Grande concert last year, there was a bombing that actually killed 22 people. It was horrible, it was a tragic incident, but then the world came together seemingly for an event called One Love Manchester. It was an extraordinary event, and it featured everybody from Liam Gallagher to Ariana Grande herself performing, and it was a benefit that raised a lot of money for families and had a lot of people in high hopes. Security has been cracked down on in future events, and measures have been taken as they should have been to prevent this from happening again, but violence is still out there and really a big problem obviously in our world, not just in the UK, obviously in the States as well. Gun control is an important issue that I do believe in myself. We need gun reform now. Now, this is something that you're probably not going to expect if I just said that, but Pete Davidson had a joke, which I will go ahead and just basically read verbatim now. He said Britney Spears didn't have a terrorist attack at her concert and was referring to the fact that Ariana Grande is growing in her popularity and is basically saying that, look, she got the terrorist attack and Britney Spears didn't. It was a joke that was definitely, I feel like, probably in bad taste to most, but also I think that there's important things that we need to examine to look further. Ariana has responded to this finally, and Pete Davidson has yet to as of recording this video, but I also doubt that he will. Now, something that I will bring up that I believe in myself is that I don't think the joke in and of itself is offensive. Something that Ethan Klein of H3H3 Productions actually reminded everyone earlier this year is that just because that you're offended by the joke doesn't mean that it's inherently offensive. Now, I understand, bad taste, bad timing, only 5 months removed, sure. But this is a comedian we're talking about here. This is somebody who makes everything from 9/11 jokes when Davidson's father himself died in the Twin Towers on 9/11. This is somebody who deals with things in a different way. And I think that even though it's okay to offer criticism, I don't think that it's okay to just say, okay, this person is canceled. One, like I said, he's a comedian, and for comedians, everything is either okay or else nothing is okay. Where do we start drawing lines? When do we say that Eddie Murphy can tell this joke? Or when do we say that all of these other stand-up comedians can make whatever they're joking about? I think that Pete Davidson has definitely been caught up in this because of him obviously now being engaged to Ariana Grande, a very shocking fact considering they only started dating in May, got engaged about a month later. They seem to be very happy together, but obviously Ariana's fans found the joke and started calling it into question. She finally responded, and this was her response. First, Twitter user Oscar said, I respect Ariana and want her to be happy and everything, but she was just broken after the Manchester bombing, so I don't know why she is still with Pete. Like, yeah, he made that joke a while ago, but like, it's not funny, it's just rude. This is my opinion. Ariana responded with, this has been very tough and conflicting on my heart. He uses comedy to help people feel better about fucked up things in this world. We all deal with trauma differently. I, of course, didn't find it funny. It was months ago and his intention wasn't/is never malicious, but it was unfortunate. Now, if you didn't catch this already, this is a defense of Pete Davidson, and perhaps she's biased because she is dating or else engaged to this guy, but still, she's actually correct. Inherently, a joke cannot be offensive just because you're offended by it. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's offensive. Now, do I think that offensive jokes exist? Absolutely. Things that are blatantly discriminating against certain groups of people, or just because, you know, you're a certain gender, or because, I don't know, maybe your sexual orientation or religion. I think that all of those jokes personally are kind of off limits and things that I would never find funny. But occasionally there are jokes out there that are kind of fucked up that you probably laugh at but you would never admit to anyone. Do I personally find this joke to be funny? No. I think it was done for shock value, and I don't think it even went over with the original audience that he told it to at a benefit event. Now, of all places to try it out, I mean, I don't know. Pete Davidson has been sober, I believe, since like 2017, but he's definitely grappled in the past with his sobriety and remained high and drunk for a lot of the time. He landed on SNL and has seen a lot of success, and I want things to be better for him. I hope that things work out with Ariana Grande, but overall, do I find the relationship to be, I don't know, maybe a bit unsteady, moving too fast? Sure. But at the heart of it all, there's the joke, and Ariana defending it. And of course, I think a lot of fans are going to be confused on that, and they are demanding Pete Davidson to apologize. I do not think that you're going to get that. Did you see the man on Jimmy Kimmel, or whatever it was? What was he on? Jimmy Fallon. No, and he trolled the hell out of him. He's not going to come out and apologize, I do not think. If he does, then it would shock me. If he gives kind of a sarcastic statement, which I hope he doesn't do that to further prod people, it could happen. Anyways, guys, this is what happened. This is my take on everything. I don't think that the joke was necessarily offensive and meant to be harmful to people, and I think that just these days in general, people really try to overreact and try to just bring down or else ruin someone based on maybe something that was even out of context. People deal with things differently, and like Ariana said about Pete Davidson, he had a very fucked up and traumatizing childhood. That doesn't necessarily make it inherently okay for him to do something like that, but it just maybe gives you a little bit more insight into where his mind is and how comedians and other people process things and turn them into jokes. What do you think about Pete's joke and Ariana's response? Let me know in the comments section down below, and check out another episode of News It or Lose It by tapping right over here. If you want to see an Ariana Grande review, tap right over here, or connect with me on social media at all of these links that you see here found in the description. Other than that, I'll see you soon for more right here on Beyond ARTV.